My research question is, how important are people in helping to save the environment? Well, let's take it a step back. Why is the environment even saving in the first place, and why does it personally affect us? Well, there's big things happening in our environment like climate change, air pollution, deforestation, water pollution, and extinction. These things cause temperatures to rise, lack of clean air, lack of oxygen producers, no clean water, and loss of animals are destroying the ecosystems. There's also major things on this picture, like waste production and food supply problems. Waste production, especially hazardous waste, has been linked to causing cancer in some people. And food supply problems, with overgrazing farm loss, there will be lack of food production, which could cause famine in some rural areas. Here are some pictures of these problems happening in our environment right now. A specific example is the Ohio River, which is heavily polluted compared to the Trinity River in California. My stimulus material was Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan. Now, Bob Dylan is a singer-songwriter who was born May 24, 1941, and has used his talents to talk about problems in our society for decades. He was even honorably given the Nobel Prize by President Barack Obama. Now, there's a specific quote in Blowing in the Wind that stuck out to me the most. It is quoted that, "Yes, and how many times must a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see?" Well, this relates heavily with my research question because many people don't see the true effects of the environment that they have on the environment and what is truly going on and how severe it really is. Now, society has two big viewpoints on the environment. The first one is that they know there's a problem, but they don't know how to solve it, or what they can do in their own lives and daily routine to solve it or help it. Now, there's the other people that don't want to see that there's a problem. They just think that whatever's going on can be handled by someone else and not themselves. But there are some people who are making differences in the environment, and these I like to call environment activists. There's people like Rob Hayaki and Greta Thunberg. Rob Hayaki is an environmental chairman for the Mount Lebanon Student PTA Council. He was quoted by saying that recycling paper and other office supplies help reinforce what is taught in the classroom with environmental and science topics. Now, Greta Thunberg has been in the news recently for being nominated for Time Magazine Person of the Year. But she's only 16 years old and is from Sweden, and she's already gotten that title. I wonder why. Well, she started doing solo protests to her school to get the topic about environmentally to spread. Well, now she's had thousands of people join her all across the countries to do this, and she's creating big change in the environment today. Now, my two solutions are, one, individuals can all do little things like recycling or eating green to help the environment, but some like to say that that's not enough. Andy Leonard, a writer for the New York Times, says that tackling the remaining 97% means reforming and reshaping a global system of production, distribution, and disposal. A goal that cannot be achieved through individual help alone, but coming together. Which he is right. Just because some person's recycling doesn't mean the environment's going to be okay. But by us doing little things, we can inspire other people to do things, which will cause a domino effect, which can lead to people who have higher abilities to help bring bigger change. Now, my second solution is that instead of going to the adults in the world, let's go to the kids. We can teach kids how the environment is in trouble and how they can help it too. Now, some people wonder, are the parents going to teach the kids this? Well, no. We could install things in curriculums for schools that will put certain projects involved to help kids see the environment and what it's truly like. And by doing this, when they grow up, they will already have the tactics in their everyday routines to help save the environment. Now, in my closing statement, this quote from Marcella Bremer, an author, states that we can't afford disengaged workers. We need everyone on board. Not for organizational performance alone, but to create solutions and innovations to solve our changes. Which in reality, just because you're a scientist doesn't mean you hold the answers. Anyone and any individual can have any solution that could endeavor to save the environment in the end. And here's
Okay, a couple questions for you, Faith. The first one is, What information did you need that you were not able to find or locate, and then how did you go about trying to find it?
Some information I needed that would back up my solutions more was like certain schools doing things with the environment or like teaching kids that. And I tried looking like schools in this state that do environmental or something like that, but I didn't find anything. But I feel like if I did have that, that would strengthen my solution more because then I would have like a first person view of what they're doing to help.
Okay, and then your second one would be explain the level of certainty that you have about your actual conclusion, solution, or recommendation.
With my solutions, I feel pretty strong with them, especially with the teaching the kids about the environment, because as we know, kids are our future, and what you teach them now will be projected later in life. And although that some of the adults in the world in previous generations didn't treat the environment well, doesn't mean that we can't start now. And then with everyone helping out by doing something little, I just think that's just like a big thing because it's as simple as recycling, or instead of getting a car that uses gas, you can get an eco-friendly car. Like it's just little things like that that in total will help with the grand scheme of things.